the Pirate dugout in the Pirate locker room, where Cliff Godwin has jumped in now after this very long and adventurous day at the ballpark here, Coach. The Pirates and the Wave split this doubleheader, and I guess let's start off with a lot of opportunities here in the nightcap. The Pirates weren't able to build on leads in the middle of the game, and then there's a lot of opportunities the Pirates weren't able to take advantage of.
Well, Corey, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, their pitching's good, and we just didn't play good enough baseball. We didn't play good enough defense. We didn't pitch well enough. We didn't hit well enough either. But it definitely wasn't that we didn't take advantage of our opportunities. It was we didn't play clean enough baseball to win Game 2. It's the best our guys have been with energy. I mean, you get down 2-0, and then you put up a 3 spot, and then they score a run. We score a run. I mean, our guys were fighting for sure. Definitely a long day. And look, we split, and we're 2-1, so we got a chance to win the series tomorrow. You put yourself in a situation to win the series against the first place team, and that's all you can ask for going into Sunday.
Well, you mentioned the energy of Pirates, although coming up short in that last game, really played with a lot of energy. 5 lead changes. That was a heavyweight fight. Pirates just coming out on the short end.
Yep, we came out just a tick short, and just didn't do enough to win, like I said, and it's unfortunate. But the more times you can put yourself in those situations, it's going to help us down the road, because we've been in a lot of close games and we've executed at a high level for the most part. So, but I was really proud of our guys' energy and effort today after last week and, some of the other doubleheaders where the guys didn't show up for Game 2. We definitely showed up for Game 2.
The 2 games today are kind of what I would imagine a lot of people thought this series would look like, wasn't it? These knockdown, drag-out fights between the 2 top teams in the conference, and that means tomorrow, with so much on the line here, with the 2 final weekends of the season coming, you're going to expect something like this tomorrow, aren't you?
Well, absolutely. It's going to be a back-and-forth match for sure. And, they play with a lot of energy. They probably run their mouth a little bit too much for me, and our guys got caught up in that a little bit. But it is what it is. I mean, they want to play with an edge, and that's great. But, when they're talking to our assistant coach over at first base, I don't think that's very sportsmanlike. I don't talk to players, and I don't expect players to talk to me or Jeff or whoever it is.
Well, Coach, certainly a fiery doubleheader here today, a split for these 2 teams, and get some rest here, because tomorrow's going to be kind of bringing it all to the table here, isn't it?
Hey, Corey, what I can guarantee is that I'll be ready. How about that? I'll be ready, and the team will be ready to play. So I don't need any sleep. I'll still be ready.
We'll see you tomorrow, Coach.
Okay, we're opening up the questions for Coach Godwin now.
Coach, some pretty gritty efforts all day, but especially Bridges going 2 games and obviously closing out the first. Just what did he mean today?
Yeah, just a 6-year senior that's poured his heart and soul into our program. And, anytime that guy goes in the game, he's going to give you everything he's got. And, all those seniors, for everybody that doesn't know, when guys spend 4, 5, 6 years in our program, the amount of time and effort they put in, not just to the baseball field, but academically, in the weight room, in the community. I'm just so proud of those guys, and I have so much respect because they've withstood the test of time. And those young men, obviously they're great baseball players, but they're better human beings than they are great baseball players, and they're great ambassadors for East Carolina University. And if you have a daughter, and they should marry one of those guys, because those guys are good people. And that's what I can go home and lay my head down at night, is we've got good people in our program. They're not perfect, but they do things the right way a lot. And it hurts. I mean, those guys are hurting right now, but we got a quick turnaround, and we got to be ready to go tomorrow.
You said earlier in the week, the ball is in your court, and you kind of control it a little bit. I mean, you still have that going into tomorrow. Just what are your thoughts on maybe the keys to tomorrow and how this series could kind of wrap up?
It's going to be the team that wins the most pitches on the mound, wins the most pitches defensively, wins the most pitches offensively. They're good. You don't have a record like they do in conference and not be good. They're playing with a lot of confidence and energy, and they believe they're good. which is a credit to Coach Jewett and his squad. So I think we're pretty good too. So, whether we win or lose tomorrow, I'll take our guys every single day because those guys have worked their tails off to put themselves in a situation to win the series against the first place team.
Coach AJ Wilson obviously pitched well tonight, and even did well against righties. Did you think about leaving him in at all, or were you pretty set on going to Ryder in the 8th?
Well, I really wasn't even thinking about going and running back out there in the 7th. Our goal was to get those lefties, but he looked so good. We kept him in there, and of course went to Ryder. I know it's a lot to ask from Ryder. The guy's been on the field for close to 18 innings today, but he's been in that situation. I mean, that young man's hurting right now because he, wants to win at such a high level. And I told him after the game that, hey, look, I know it hurts, but man, you gotta be ready to go tomorrow because you've done well in that situation so many times in your career. And don't you feel bad for yourself? Like, hey man, we got to go tomorrow. And he'll be ready next time his name's called. And it's easy for everybody to have hindsight 2020 and, hey, should you leave? If he'd have got out of it, you guys would have been like, hey, Coach Godwin, man, that was such a great move. But it's baseball. They put a good swing. It was a 2-0 count, and guy put a good swing on it. And, of course, it was fastball middle in, and the guy hit it on the Charles. So you got to swing, and he did it, and he put a good swing on it.
We got to ask just about Whisenhunt. Do you know if he'll be able to go tomorrow at this point, or is that still to be determined?
He's going to start tomorrow. He's going to be on a pitch count, Malcolm, so I don't have to text you that. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but, he's not going to go 100 pitches. So he's felt good his last couple bullpens, but he's going to get the ball to start with tomorrow.